If you're thinking about getting an in-ground pool and you have a septic system, you might be wondering, how can this impact where I put my pool, or can I get a pool? This is what we're going to cover today. The components of a septic system, how to locate where they are, and how to locate your pool based on where your septic system is. Hey, Jason here from River Pools, Virginia, in Powhatan, Virginia, on a beautiful site. This is out in the country. Definitely everyone in this area is going to have a full septic system in their yard, probably their backyard. We get asked all the time by people who want to install an in-ground pool, I have a septic system, but how does that impact whether or not I can get a pool or where I can put a pool in? So we wanted to talk about that today. What are the components, where are they located, and how can it impact where I locate my pool? So those are the three things we want to talk about right now, okay? So first off, if you don't know if you have a septic system, you may not have a septic system. You may have town or city sewer, and if that's the case, you just have a line that comes out of your house and ties in to that public system. But if you live in the rural area, you probably have a septic system that consists of a few major components that we're going to talk about today. So basic components, number one, septic tank. It's about 5 feet by 10 feet, usually made out of concrete. I'm actually standing on the septic tank right here. In this case, you can see the lid. Now that's not always the case. A lot of times the tank is completely buried and you might not know where it is. The tank is usually between 10 and 20 feet from the house. If you have a basement, it's usually 20 feet. If you don't have a basement, it's usually within about 10 feet or so. The sewage comes from the house into the tank, and where does it go from there? The second component is what's called a distribution box. The distribution box is a box usually made out of concrete, about this big. The liquid flows in and it evenly distributes out into the third component, which is called the drain field or the leach field, which is composed of various drain lines that go out into the yard, and then it evenly distributes to a bunch of drain lines. And the drain field can be anywhere from 60 by 100 to 100 by 100. It all depends on how many drain lines you have and how long they are. Those are the three main components: tank, distribution box, drain field. But basically in this case, all this is being pumped uphill. And what's cool is you can actually look out there and you can actually see every drain line, because on top of each drain line, the grass is just a little bit darker. So in this case, it's almost like we have X-ray vision on this septic system, because we know exactly where the tank is, we know exactly where the drain lines are, but guess what? That's usually not the case. Another way that we know that you have a pump system, you can look at the house over here, and you can see an alarm system right here. And if you see one of these, sometimes they might be mounted on the house, sometimes they might be out in the yard beside the tank. But this is what lets us know, and you know, that you have a pump system. So what do you do if you can't tell where your septic system is? Well, there's two things you can do. Number one, you can go to your town or your city or your county, and they might have what's called an as-built drawing of your septic system. And this is a drawing that this contractor, after they installed the system, they actually pulled measurements to locate where the tank is and where the drain field is. A lot of times when a system is designed and the contractor shows up, they might actually do it a little bit differently based on the site conditions. So the as-built drawing will actually show you where the system was actually installed. That as-built drawing you can get a lot of times from the county or city. If you can't find that, the other option is to go ahead and hire a septic contractor to come out and locate the system. They can probe to find the tank, they can dig and probe to find the drain field, they're going to want to find that distribution box, okay? And then once you know that, then you kind of know what you're working with. So once you have all that located, how do you locate your pool based on where your septic system is? Well, there's a couple things to consider. Number one, in most counties, in most areas, the pool needs to be about 20 feet away from all these major septic components, including the tank and the drain field. Not the patio, but the pool itself needs to be about 20 feet from the septic components. And those major components, again, are the tank and the drain field. So if the pool itself, not the patio, but if the pool is more than 20 feet away, you should be good. The second thing is the buildability of the site, meaning like we've got it as pool contractors, we have to get in and out when we install pools with heavy equipment. We don't want to drive trucks or heavy equipment on top of a septic tank. And we would prefer to not cross over the septic system. So we don't want to go on the septic tank, definitely, and we'd prefer to not cross over the drain field, although that can be done sometimes depending on how deep it is, the soil condition, and maybe there's some protection that can be added on top of that. So, accessibility and buildability of the site is usually influenced by the septic components and where they're located, and some other things that we could take into consideration. So we hope that's helped today. Now we know the different components of the septic system. We know how it can impact where a pool goes. You can also reach out to your local pool contractor, and we can help you determine where a best place to put the pool might be. We're always here to help. If you have questions about this, please let us know. Thanks.